Hi, Steve Von Brand here for the Bass College down here at Silver Lake with Mark Borger. You guys have frequented the forums, have talked to Mark a lot of times. He lives down by the Potomac, and we're going to be showing you some different tactics today for shore fishing. You're on vacation with the family, you don't have a boat. There's a lot of public places right in your own local neighborhoods within the city limits close by. You can stop by before work, after school, or like I say, if you don't have a boat. So we're going to be showing you some ways to do that. Right now, a lot of the bass have gone on beds or have even gone off in some areas depending on where you live. So we're going to be trying to find some of these bass around Silver Lake here today with some soft plastics, and we'll see you guys.
We've had a little bit of a struggle here so far, but I think we've just started to figure them out. They are in inches of water, and I'm casting parallel to the shoreline, dragging it along, and this little guy just swam off with it. I think it's a male starting a bed. His tail's a little pink, but not really red yet, so hopefully we get some more of them.
So what type of line and rod and reel are you using on these?
I got a spinning setup here with a 6-pound fluorocarbon, and where's my lure? The slider head with the plum finesse worm.
And you can use anything you like on that, like that. You could use slider heads are good. Use a little shaky head. You can throw in a light jig, put on the Grandy Bass Mega Claws and peg that weight. A lot of different options for you, and just pitching it right up there close to the shoreline. We're talking about almost on the shore.
Yeah, that one bit 6 inches off the shore. I like the slider head because I feel like I'm working a little faster than I can with a shaky head. The way that the head is shaped, it looks like a minnow coming through the water pretty well. It does a good job of imitating some sort of a bait fish. But then you can also stop it, obviously, and shake it if you like. But yeah, that's so far the only fish we got to start with today. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
You saw him swim all the way from there to here and wrap me around that freaking piece of wood. Gosh.
That was nice too, 5 pounds.
That was a 5-pounder.
Why did he get off? Is it just because
He jumped and shook his head and stood right out.
Because it's a slider head.
Yes. I normally stick them pretty good on this thing. I don't know if you ever got a hook.
They're guarding the beds. They're actually right up at the bank. What you have to do is just get your worm, a jig. I used a dirty jig just then with the new Grandy Bass Mega Claws trailer on the back, and put it right up against the bank. And that's what it looks like. I'll show you this Grandy Bass Mega Claws. That's the new Grandy Bass Mega Claws trailer in the Texas red color with the dirty jigs. It's a bluegill dirty jigs. Swim jig. Got on 65-pound test Sunline FX2 braid. Today I'm using that Shimano Crucial medium heavy action with the Curado E7. But they're right up against the bank all around the ponds here right now. Some of them they've gone off beds, some of them 50% are on. But here almost all the bass are on the bed, just depends on the water temperatures. They were really varying in the different ponds. It was up. Went from like as low as 61 up to 70 degrees. So different temperatures, different lakes. Real muddy, you can't see them, so you just get up along the bank, you look at all the spots, all the cuts, all the best places where you think there's a bed, and there is. Very carefully look up in there, be real quiet. Sometimes you'll see some movement or a fin, and they're actually up in water that shallow. Just pitch your worm or the jig in there, move it real slow, an inch at a time. All of a sudden the line will just move. You can't even feel it sometimes on the most sensitive rod. And the line will just move away, bang, that's when you hit them.
What kind of fish is that?
They're largemouth bass, all of them.
This is a spawning female largemouth bass.
Wow.
Tell she's getting kind of skinny, but you can see the scars on her tail from spawning. Now I just cast out a blue flag power worm, the Potomac River Special. Dragged it along and this thing just took off with it, so tried to wrap me under the dock. Here we go.
There we go.
2 consecutive casts.
Now show them that worm and the slider head up close here a little more.
Oh, this is on a Texas rig. I got blue fleck power worm, 7-inch, with a 2-aught hook and a 3/16 bullet weight. Fell down in tungsten. That's what you get. Spawning females. She does not want to be handled right now, but you can see the tail's a little messed up. She's been making babies.
All right. And they can get all this tackle. You can see Mark's Tackle Warehouse shirt. We're going to be down at the Potomac River for the FLW Major next weekend. And if you're wearing a Tackle Warehouse shirt, you may get some special prizes from the Bass College and maybe somebody else too, if you find them in time. Little contest going on. Be sure and see us at the Bass College. Stop into the booth there at the National Harbor. Stop and see Jonathan Miller and Mark, myself, Tom Wolverton, any one of a number of other Tackle Warehouse pros are going to be there signing autographs. We hope to see you all down there on the Potomac River next weekend, the 17th to the 20th for the FLW Major. In the meantime, we'll catch some more trophy spawning bass down here in Lower Delaware on some slider worms and some dirty jigs and some Grandy Bass Mega Claws, and we'll see you.
Oh, I missed him. But he smacked the hell out of it. Don't.
All right, I'm going to take off and get out of here now. I've got things to do. It's Mother's Day coming up, my mother's birthday, so I'm going to get out of here. Mark's going to fish a little bit longer. He's here for the weekend, so he'll put a report up for you guys in the forums, let you know what happened after I left and maybe what happens tomorrow wherever he goes. So until next time, it's Steve Von Brandt, and we got
Mark Borger.
We'll see you down in the water. Hi, Steve Von Brandt here for the Bass College. This is part 2 of our shore fishing video on Mother's Day weekend, here with Mark Borger, a member of the Bass College. And we're doing a small pond thing before he has to get back to Maryland, and next week we'll see you down at the National Harbor at the FLW Major. But we're going to see if we can catch a couple more bass here in one of your local ponds. We're using the new Grandy Bass Mega Tail Rattlesnake, little 16th ounce weight on it. We've got some Senkos on. Had several of them pick it up off of beds, and hopefully we'll catch a couple more here to end the day before Mark heads on back over towards the Potomac. So we'll see what happens here in a minute. Just catching pickerel right now, so hopefully we can weed through some of these chain pickerel and get to some of these bigger bass. Mike, Newark Basser, as you know him on the forums, was here on Friday night, and it was so dark he couldn't videotape it, but picked up a nice one, a 5/8 right here. That's on the Grandy Bass Mega Tail Rattlesnake, the new color that I just gave Mark.
It's working.
Gamakatsu hooks, sunline, down here at the beach, Sussex County, Mother's Day. Having a little fun before we have to go back. So Mark, tell them a little bit about your small pond that you're building down there in Maryland.
Well, it's in Virginia. My parents have a farm down in the Hume, Virginia area. And we recently completed about a 3/4 of an acre pond, so we've been stocking it with a very big variety of minnows in anticipation of putting yellow perch and smallmouth in either in the fall this year or next spring, depending on when they're available. We got grass shrimp, crayfish, golden shiners, a bunch of other stuff that's going in there.
You got the banded killifish in there too.
Yeah, but, well, they're not in there yet. We've got spot fin shiners, satin fin shiners, darters, lake chub suckers, a bunch of other stuff that still needs to go in. But it's pretty hard to source all that stuff.
Now, how deep was that you dug it out by the dam and things like that?
I think it's deepest, it's supposed to be about 15, it'll be about 15 feet when it's at full pool. It's about 18 inches away from there right now.
Right, so deep enough to actually have a thermocline occur in the summer.
That's what I'm hoping for. We got a lot of structure in it.
And Pond Boss gave you a lot of help with that. My friend Bob Lusk, and you can link right to him from our site. He helped you a lot, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It was very helpful.
You're liking that new Grandy Bass rattlesnake color, aren't you?
Got a couple bites today, yeah.
But you can see, you can catch nice fish right in your backyard, in your own neighborhood, on the side of the road and out of the way places back in the woods. You can get permission on the farm ponds, some of your high school ponds, in back of the high schools and elementary schools all held bass. Your retention ponds like down on Route 1 and in Delaware City, the canal ponds. There's just lots of places that you can catch bass, take the kids, teach people, check out new lures, new techniques before you actually get out in the water, or when you've only got an hour or two, or you're on vacation somewhere. There's plenty of places to catch bass. Right now most of them are on beds, or in some places most of them have just come off. So we're in that type of situation, has strange weather this year, and bass are pretty confused all over the country. We'll see what we can do here. There's some bigger fish than that right here in this lake. We've caught 4s and 5s, caught even a 6 something in here, so there's bigger fish in here too. It's only about 2 feet deep, and then there's a couple little spots that maybe are 3. It does have a lot of aeration there because of the fountains. Real clear water. They can see you 30 feet away. See them up here in the shoreline, crashing, chasing bluegills and stuff away from their beds. Right at the end of that drainage pipe here, where the drainage pipe comes in, another small one. Caught 3 or 4 more like that. Black blue squid jigs, and that big top. Black and blue dirty jigs, right off the little ledge here, like your own neighborhood. Crawl trailer on the back. You know, out of here, Steve on Brand, down here, going down, having fun down there, sitting on back to Potomac, back to his home. Hopefully he's going to try and see us out at National Harbor. Get there next Sunday for the FLW Major. Don't forget, stop on in, check out some of our faculty of fishing courses. Take one of our free courses. You're really going to like it. I advise that for all of the beginning anglers, young guys that are just starting to get into the sport. Take one of our free courses on the sonar, check it out, and then I suggest taking an advanced angler. Really nice courses. And then come on into the forum and talk about what you've learned. Discuss some tactics and details with you. Stop on in, check out our free baits offer, and this is Steve on Brand for the Bass College. I'll see you next time down.
Brother, it's a long road from Amistad to Toho. Doesn't matter which way you go, the miles are all the same. But when you finally get there, and when you pull the cover off, then it's time to get a little bit